And so, as it be. You think you're figuring it out? Do you have you not played this game before?
I was drunk and I was paying.
Oh, okay.
I was going unga
Well,
bunga.
we can start right now.
I went gardening. They gave me. I thought just paying $5 an hour.
Uh-huh.
They also paid me
Of what?
A port. It's like water
a
next
port
to
wine.
where you
okay.
dock boats.
It's talking to your. Make sure you're talking to your mic. Because we're live. Welcome back, guys. I'm back from my 2-week honeymoon. Got married. Things are great.
You did get
But
married. I was there.
also, like, I showed up yesterday, or technically the day before yesterday. There's a 9-hour time difference between here and Rome.
Damn.
I'm EP, and Marquise is a dummy and thought that we weren't playing today. Thought that I was still gone. So we're gonna do some board games. If we can figure out how to play these board games.
I know how to play this one.
You know how to play that one? What is the chameleon?
So one person's the chameleon,
Uh-huh.
and the goal is to find them. And so everybody gets a card.
Do you have to have like a colorblind friend to play the game?
No,
Okay.
Damn.
I don't.
That'd be hilarious if someone built an entire board game around like get your colorblind friends together and just fuck with them.
But
Brennan, it was amazing. Except for a couple of things. I'll talk about the bitches first before we talk about this chameleon game.
huh?
Denver claimed to have fog, but they didn't have any goddamn fog, which delayed our first plane in by almost an entire hour, meaning that Kim and I had to sprint full speed through the Denver airport while I was getting notifications that they were already trying to change my flight pattern to put me like 2 days late into Rome. We made it to our plane, but then our bags didn't make it. So then we were stuck in Rome for 3 days with just the shirts on our back and my wallet. So we did some thrift shopping and shit.
God damn.
And Rome is hot and fucking muggy this time of year. It's like 85 degrees and 100% humidity every single day. The day before we mobbed down to Pompeii, we got our bags back. And you can like see in our photos the immediate like happiness that comes with
Clean underwear.
with having a toothbrush, you know, and clean underwear. After that, in Rome, I didn't get to go into the goddamn Colosseum because Walks Rome, if you ever go to Italy, never book anything with Walks Rome because those motherfuckers sent me an email 20 minutes before my goddamn tour. We were sitting at the meeting point waiting for them to show up and start putting people into the groups, being like, oh yeah, just so you know, we moved you to like the evening tour. And it's like, no, we've got other tours planned. What are you talking about? Trying to call people, trying to get a hold of people? Like, oh no, we made this decision back in February and told you. It's like, no, you didn't. Absolutely the fuck you did not. And finally got a hold of someone who's like, oh, no, we didn't. I'm going to refund you. And they have not refunded me yet. So don't use Walks Rome. Fuck those guys.
Yikes.
Bitches.
Little bastards. We get down to Pompeii. Pompeii's phenomenal. A little hard to get taxis.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was promised quite a bit on the taxi accessibility of Italy and the train accessibility of Italy, and boy, they kind of lied about both. The trains sucked. The taxis were hard to come by, but we navigated around. Then the train problems came. We took the little train from Pompeii to Naples to then go Naples to Rome, bought the nice high-speed train tickets and everything. The train from Pompeii to Naples that's supposed to take like 15 minutes to get from Pompeii to Naples Center took 45 minutes. And everybody was just like, oh yeah, that's always how it is. But nobody thought about warning us about that like ahead of time because I asked many people. I was very talkative trying to get things together. Then our speed train that we bought the tickets for, showed up to the train station for. Italy is currently doing a little bit of a tourist protest right now, which tourists are terrible. I understand. I'm part of the problem. Those assholes have decided that they're not going to operate the switchboard and update the information for the trains until 2 minutes before train departure time. So all the tourists stand underneath the big board and are just waiting for their terminal number to come up for the train. And it screws over the locals too, obviously. because then everybody's going on, and then inherently the trains are late. So that kind of sucked. But we went through. Everybody's rushing to it, scanning our tickets, scanning our ports. Everybody's like, yep, this is your train. Hurry, get on. The train's going to be late. Now we're waiting on all you stupid tourists. And it's like, we're not stupid. The locals are right here. You guys didn't update the switchboard. We get onto the train. It turns out not to be the speed train, but the train that takes 3 times longer to get to goddamn Rome for no in particular reason. It only added like 2 stops. And then the lady that scanned my ticket and Kim's ticket and was like, yes, this is your train. Get on this train. We got to go. Comes by to then scan your tickets again to make sure that you paid for a ticket and didn't sneak onto the train or whatever. And then scalds us and is like, hey, assholes, you were on the wrong train. You were supposed to be on the speed train. I'm like, this is the only train that was going from Naples to Rome at this time. You're having an absolute laugh. You think that I wasn't getting on it. Like, fuck you. And then you told me it was the right train. So who's the real idiot here? It really didn't feel like me. It didn't feel like me. You know, it's like I make mistakes all the time, but boy, that didn't feel like one of them. And then we go back to Rome to rent a car, and then we disappeared in the Tuscany scenery, which was by far the best stuff ever. It was amazing, wonderful. But the car rental companies that I secured a car rental with like 3 months in advance gave me sent me an email the day before and was like, hey, it's actually like a national holiday and we're just not going to be open. So go on ahead and just move your reservation to the next day. I'm like, dumbass, my hotel, I don't have a hotel. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? No. Cancel it. So they cancel it. They refund me. I go through 4 other people all through this Rome airport terminal because there's like 18 of them that rent cars out of that place. Finally get one that's like, yeah, we're going to be open that day. No worries. And it was like 3 hours before we were there. We were in Rome before I had a car secured. Get to the Rome airport, get up to the desk. Right next to their desk was the desk for the motherfuckers that I originally booked with. They were there. They were there handing keys to another fucking tourist. I almost jumped that goddamn desk. I swear. I was this close to going over and teaching that minimum wage employee why it is man that was created in the image of God. I just
employee's like, man, I have to work on a fucking holiday.
Yeah. I was foaming at the mouth. Every single one of the other places too that I called also open and actively renting out cars. It was wildly weird. And then the car rental place that I did get the car from messed up and charged me for an extra day, but I was just at the point where it's like $40. Fuck you. I don't care. Give me the goddamn keys and get me out of here. Yeah. And then I fell asleep on the beach and got mad sunburned. But you know, that's a me thing.
That's an issue.
All those other things were other people. We also the bags thing we found out from way back the first day. We had flew with Air Canada because they were like almost a third off. Damn. From like Uniteds and stuff like that. No. You know why they're a third cheaper? Because they lose half of their bags every single plane ride. Yeah. So when we got off and luggage was being unloaded, almost half the people were getting in line for lost baggage.
How do you do that?
And as we got up and we're finally getting a hold of people and being like, yo, our bags aren't here. They were like, no, just wait. In 10 minutes, more bags are coming. So we all sit around and wait. And sure enough, the baggage terminal whips up again and spits out a shitload of bags. Half an airplane's worth of bags. Not a single person's bag was in that because that airplane, half of that goddamn airplane was bags from people from 3 fucking days ago that had been here and had lost their bags. So half of every Air Canada airplane, don't use Air Canada, don't use Walks Rome, is full of 3-day-old luggage from motherfuckers that they lost. Which just creates this never-ending cycle of them losing your bags. It's just a 50-50 chance of is your bag going to be on the plane or is your bag getting shoved into a pile because they have to shove somebody else's bag on there to get it to them because it's already 3 goddamn days late.
So if you do use Air Canada because it's a third cheaper, then make sure you pack some good stuff in your
Yeah, do
Just
carry-on do the carry-on
don't check
exclusive,
a
which I
bag.
hate. I hate people that do carry-on exclusive travel because they always take 18 goddamn years to put their luggage in the overhead bins and then take it out of the overhead bins.
I travel carry-on exclusive, but I understand
Yeah.
why you hate these people.
If you can just stand up and get your goddamn bag and then start moving,
Yeah.
I don't
almost-
care. But it
Yeah.
seems like
We're-
it seems like everybody's physically incapable of doing it.
We like sit there and we're like,
Yeah.
Okay, you grab your bag, and then you toss me mine as we're walking.
Yeah,
Like,
do you remember-
we're
yeah,
very
do you remember-
efficient
yeah,
when we
remember-
fucking get off.
Do you remember when I almost like killed a foreigner at 2 a.m. in the Indiana?
Ah, the
in
number of times I've almost killed a
Indianapolis
foreigner.
airport.
Oh wait,
He
sorry.
like popped up in between us, like literally cut me off from getting out of the aisle. And it was
PJ boy, I have learned. I've learned many of things. Also, Brennan, thanks for resubscribing.
Hey.
And Tex, thank you for rating. Sorry, we missed all of that in the synopsis of all of my complaints from my honeymoon, which had nothing to do with my actual honeymoon. All the actual honeymoon things, fantastic.
Yay.
Continue your story.
Oh,
Killing an Indiana man.
It was-
No.
well,
No, a foreigner
he
in
was he
Indiana.
was Indian. We were in Indiana. There's a difference. But it was
Not so much anymore.
Oh God, it was the same shit, right? Like it was like 6-hour delay in the airport, right? We were supposed to go to some
Yeah.
bullshit. Like we got there at 2 in the fucking morning, and this fucking dickhead, like, I stand up and take a step forward to get my bag, and this dude just like jumps up and pushes past Adriana. Like
Yeah.
he like pushed past her.
I've seen people
And-
do that before. It's
and-
almost started fights on planes
Oh.
with me,
And
man.
it's not like we were walking ahead of the line, but you feel like our aisle was next.
Yeah.
He was like, bleh. I was
I counted to 10 and said a little prayer to somebody's God to not just turn around and eat this fucking
like,
guy.
the biggest death glare, and the guy
Yeah.
literally like took a step back, and I was just like,
I almost got into a
Like,
good
fuck
couple
this
of
guy.
fights in Rome too with salesmen because of shit like that. But anyway,
Trying to like push shit in your face. Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens
there
a
was
lot.
one of my kids.
one of them like grabbed my arm and it's like, you let go right now, motherfucker. I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, I don't care if you got 3 of your friends hanging out in the dark alley waiting for someone to start shit.
I'll
Like,
whoop them.
I will
Yeah.
whoop. They're all in the thing too with the peddlers in Rome is they were all like 5 foot nothing,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But they all had the noodle arms and shit. They were, malnourished 90% of their life, and then they moved to Rome to make it better. And it's like, I could take all 3 of you. Like, I don't give a shit.
When
Ah,
my
exploit.
school went to they went to Rome and France, and when they were in Rome, one of these kids, he's like 17, and like one of the peddlers like stopped him and was like, let me show you, and like put a watch on his wrist, and was like, and the kid was like, I don't want this. He's like, well, it's on you. You have to pay me. Like, you have to. And he was
Yeah.
just like freaking out and paid him for it, and came back, and the teachers were like, what the fuck, dude?
I in Egypt bowled over a couple of those salesmen because they were getting in the way and they were getting ready to start that pitch, and it's just like I just dropped shoulder right into them and just like splattering. Because Egypt, same thing with like those Rome peddlers. They're all malnourished to say the least. They're very easy people to knock over.
Yeah.
But Kim and I, we played a lot of Instagrammer in the wild, influencers in the
Hell
wild.
yeah.
It's great. Rome was a good one for that. Egypt was a phenomenal one for that. My favorite one was in Egypt, though. We were at Abu Simbel, the temple that was carved into the mountain, and then Americans came in and moved when they built the dam because it was going to get flooded. And the
Okay,
Egyptian
yeah.
government's like, we don't give a shit about that. We want our dam and we want our water. We don't care about the temples. And so it was like 10 temples got moved by 5 governments. It was like Italy, the U.S., Poland, Germany, and Canada, I think.
Yeah.
And they moved one temple for them, and then they moved a temple and took it home. So like when you go to the Smithsonian, they have an entire Egyptian temple that they excavated
That's
and
funny
just
and sick.
took back to the U.S. And that was the deal with the Egyptian government. They're like, we'll move one for you, but then we're taking one as payment because the
what
Egyptian
government?
government's like, we don't give a shit about any of these
Yeah.
kind of deal because they're not Egyptian. But there was this lady, and she had to be French or Finnish or something like that, much fairer skin, but she was huge, massive woman. The doorways to these temples, they're grandiose, but they're not actually very big.
Yeah.
Two-way traffic is kind of a lot for Abu Simbel.
And humans weren't like actually that
Exactly.
big back then.
tiny.
Yeah.
Like big humans.
And
were
the
like that, yeah.
Egyptians especially too, and Abu Simbel wasn't one of the like, it's not like an old kingdom, it's not like Giza kind of
Right.
building, but it's still not huge megalithic block construction yet time.
Mhm.
And so the blocks for roof caps can only be so big, so the doorways can only be so wide, but it's like 60 feet tall, but
Yeah.
barely 2 people wide kind of deal to make it grandiose. But she was standing in the middle of the doorway. There's thousands of tourists making their way in and out of this temple, and she is exacerbated. She is throwing her hands in the air as people are brushing past her and pushing her against the wall basically to get through, because she thought that she could stop the entire flow of traffic. She was sitting there and she was literally just yelling, "No, Instagram, Instagram," as people are like ignoring her and walking by. And Kim and I lost it, that one. There was another one at Abu Simbel as well. It's very windy because it's up on the mega lake that they made from building this big dam on the Nile. And the wind is blowing, say, east to west. She's standing in front of the temple to the north. And the wind is blowing her hair to her face. And she is like, "No, no." And she's literally throwing a temper tantrum. She's like stomping her feet and like, "Ah," and then trying to like set her hair again. And then the wind gusts it. And it's like, all you got to do is make a 180, and then the wind's blowing with your hair, and it looks super majestic, right? Like there were dozens, literally dozens of other influencers all lined up in that same relative spot, just facing the other direction. And she just couldn't figure. She was screaming at the wind. And we sat there and we watched her throw that temper tantrum for a good like 4 minutes of our time in that temple.
You're like, wow.
I wish I had gotten a video of it. Like it was.
Insane.
But yeah, we did a lot of Instagrammer in the wild. We love those. Oh yeah. Full watch. Oh. That's fucked, PJ. That's wild. Well, I had two guys follow me into the bathroom in Pompeii, but I very casually I walked in and then they kind of like came in after and I was like, "What's up?" You like I just like stopped, turned back around, full faced. It was like, "Okay."
Yeah, like,
They were two older Italian guys. And the other thing that we noticed, Kim's got that Scandinavian DNA, of course.
Yeah.
You know, she's tall. I'm wonderfully averaged height.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a big guy by any standards. In Italy, I'm a big fucking guy. They're like 5'2" on average. And like the dudes too. It is wild. When the minute we got outside of any kind of tourist thing, Kim and I were no competition, tallest people around. And any time we had any like the Rome scammers or those dudes at Pompeii that followed me into the bathroom, very suspiciously kind of deal. It was like kind of a little power fantasy deal. It's like I'm kind of towering over these guys, and it's like, oh man, I'm gonna put you through a goddamn wall, my dude.
I'm just letting him live with that average comment from earlier. The one time he gets to make that being in Italy.
An average guy. Average height in the U.S. 5'9". I'm right there.
Are you 5'9"?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I thought you were like 5'7" for some reason.
Ty's 5'7".
Oh, sorry, bud.
He just got that little bit
Yeah.
of hair poof, and it almost makes him look taller than me on a regular. I get confused.
I
by
swear to
that,
God,
though.
that Ty's taller than you for some reason.
I think Ty has a bigger presence. Not in like a bad way.
It's because I'm fat.
No. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Ian walks in the room and he's very like incognito.
thought
Like,
you-
feel him in the
I
back
thought
of the
I-
room, and then
I-
you
for
feel
a-
Ty.
For a millisecond,
I got
thought you
that
were gonna
stealth training.
Ty has
I'm
like
light
a
on my
judgmental
feet and
gaze
stuff.
That you
What?
feel on your shoulders, and Ian's
Huh?
like, I don't give a fuck if it gaze.
Yeah.
You said bigger
I'm
presence.
judgmental.
You said bigger presence, and for a millisecond, I didn't think that's what you were gonna say. It's like I think it's because Ty has a bigger penis. Ah, yes.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Monday.
It was weird. You know, I'm used to being at like relatively eye level with most people, but I was starting to hurt my neck looking at But yeah, the honeymoon was great. Italy's fantastic. It is a wonderful country, and I would recommend going if you can, despite Italy's best efforts to protest the tourists. You walk around Rome, there's a lot of graffiti now and stuff too. Ty and I went when, shoot, I was maybe, what were you, like 10? Maybe. Yeah, like 10 and 12, something like that.
Yeah.
And one of
I think
the
I was
ones
in
that
middle
like
school.
had really stuck with me was like how clean everything was, and like the street performers were really fun around the Coliseum and stuff. Did not have any of those this time. It was getting pretty filthy, and the peddlers were much more aggressive and scammy kind of deal. And then you would walk around Rome and it's very graffitied up now. And then there's a lot of stuff where it's like, your vacation's my hell. And it's like, buddy, you chose to live in the city that's literally nicknamed the Walking Museum. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Like, sorry. It's like 90% of your country's GDP is tourism. Like, I don't know, man. It's
That country makes a lot of fucking money
Yeah.
from the tourism
History,
board.
man.
shoot, they don't even
Part of it.
I was shocked. We went to some big wineries and did some events and stuff. And then of course the whole point of the second half was to disappear into like small town southern Tuscany. They do not have we ran into like one small town winery. Everything else, they were almost like annoyed when you would show up to do a tasting because they knew that they might get like one bottle sale, but 90% of their bottles get exported, get shipped out, but they do not produce that much.
Yeah.
There is not a lot of true Italian wine. I was shocked with some of the tours and some of the information that they had given, some of like bottle numbers and stuff. And it's like, Christ almighty, like the Pompeii area rivals like Palisade here for
Dang.
like bottle production, and Palisade almost exclusively sells local.
I feel like France and Australia have been producing
Austria
Yeah.
too.
and Austria.
Yeah.
I
And the U.S.
I-
the U.S. is a huge
I-
producer of wine,
I
and the U.S. is a huge producer of Italian and French wines
'Cause it's the grape. not
because it's the
area.
grape, not the area.
I tend to prefer wine from the Napa region to Old Country wine a lot of the time,
Yeah.
or like I really like Argentinian wine.
The Old Country wine was fantastic, man. The Italian wines were great. It's not my usual flavor, but it's because I grew up on our local stuff
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Sure.
Plus, I'm a whiskey guy.
I'll do it.
Yeah. They also like, because I asked at one point through them at one of the bigger ones where it was like, do you guys do, like, it's a very popular thing here to go to a distillery and you trade barrels, and the distillery will distill spirits in wine barrels, which gives them amazing flavors. And the winery will do port styles, will do all kinds of different things in those specific kind of oak barrels that have done spirits before or done something else before. And they were so offended by that idea.
It is very pure. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it was a super puristic kind of deal. It's like, why would we ever do that? And I'm like, motherfucker, because it tastes good.
very.
Like, are you not in the business of selling tasty alcohols to people? Like, aren't you interested in producing more tasty things?
It's the idea of taste.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a LaCroix.
Exactly right, PJ. I was. I've never been the big guy. I've never been the big guy in any of my crews, but in Italy, I was a big guy.
That was what he was really there for.
Yeah. To feel big and important. I started zero fights though. Very close with a good couple of those peddlers. Very close with a couple of those people who fucked me over. on a
Dude,
good
I
couple
feel
of
that way
things.
every time I go to the fucking mall here now.
Yeah.
Like there's like 3 or 4 guys like grabbing at you and sticking stuff in your
Are they?
face, and I'm like, fuck
I
off,
go.
fuck right
I've
off.
got
Yeah,
my
I
like
walk.
very specific beeline to the barber, and then the specific beeline out.
I thought I did too.
Yeah.
Apparently, I need to step up my RBF.
Yeah.
And then it's like you just like
I hadn't seen any of that, but and I also only get my haircut maybe like once every 4 months. So
That's true.
and Attila still remembers me.
hey, man, it's 4 weeks.
We talk about you when I get my haircut every
Yeah.
4 weeks. Does
Man's a saint. Love that guy.
good haircut. Does good haircut. He's gonna be back in Brazil for all of July.
Yeah. He's gone like all next month.
I gotta bring her on.
I gotta make sure to like time my haircut.
Yeah. You haven't gone back since that one time with him, have you?
Nah, I'm lazy.
You just haven't gone back and gotten your haircut at all, though.
You
yeah,
have long
yeah.
hair.
It looked good.
It did. It looked nice.
is
really good.
way too much effort to go get a haircut.
It's so not.
I have to like show up to a place
On
You have to
time.
make an appointment.
and I have to like sit there.
Did you hit
Yeah,
up?
that's- it's time to
Without-
playing Magic the Gathering.
Did
Yeah,
you-
without
did you-
stimulation. Like,
Did you hit up Luke about the? Or are you not?
no, I
Yeah.
still don't trust my gut.
I do. I was.
I don't want to sit through a tattoo
Fuck.
right now.
Fuck. I had done some major Schadenfreude because I had just I bought a fretless bass, and I just like
How do you play a frontless bass? Isn't that where the strings go?
yeah just
Is it
Just
like
harder.
a tasteful full frontless?
Yeah.
Or
Can I see your testicles in the full frontless?
It's like that scene in Forrest Gump with Jenny, right? Full frontless.
yeah where she's got the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we all.
But it's a bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude, every every millennial white dude knows exactly exactly what you're talking about. Like like that scene is burned into every
Yeah.
25 to 38-year-old,
It's
68
probably
year
even a
old.
wider range than
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I was gonna say everybody knows Forrest Gump.
Anyways, right as I picked it up, and fucking Luke hits me up and was like, "Yo, dude, I'm trying to raise money for my daughter's car. I'll do your whole back piece for $2,000, which is the price of a super nice fretless bass. And a full back piece is usually like a lot more than $2,000.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I kind of ate my hat on that one. But I also didn't want to heal a tattoo over the summer anyway. So that would suck.
Saw a meme not too long ago when just doom scrolling Instagram. It was a dude who had set up an appointment at his tattoo parlor, and he was getting a chest tattoo done.
Oh.
And he showed up 3 hours early on accident.
Uh,
And they were like, "Oh yeah, you're the 3 p.m." He's like, "Yeah, I'm the 3 p.m." And then he went in, and the 3 p.m. was a nipple piercing. And they gave him the numbing cream, and he was looking at memes, and they was like, "Oh yeah, they're done." And he's like, "What do you mean you're done? This is a full tattoo." And like, "What are you talking about?" And he looks at it, and he's got nipple piercings.
He's great now.
He's sitting there talking about it. He's like, "And I can't take these bitches out for like 3 weeks because they'll get infected and shit. Like, I gotta like care for these now."
fuck. I bet that actually happens in some.
I bet it happens all the time.
In some type of place.
Yeah.
Some fucking dickhead gets pierced instead of tattooed. I don't know how you fuck that up, but I'm sure people do.
You show up, you mix up the times, and
Yeah.
shoot, Lord knows I've mixed up times for appointments all the
God,
all
I'm
the time.
so glad to be done with all my tattoo projects for the moment. This shit fucking.
Me too.
I think
Fucking
my next one I wanna
hurts,
get-
dude.
I told you about the little pair of heart boxes.
Yeah, that would be a cute one. Speaking of heart boxers, Dungeon Crawler Carl campaign coming nebulously
Oh, yeah.
sometime after either Gruesome Tale or Mad King
Well,
ends.
While we're talking, and then to all four of you, if there's also anything you guys are particularly digging on right now and want to see, let us
Like
know.
Wyatt's testicles, full frontal.
Full frontal base.
You got to subscribe. You can't subscribe to the Twitch channel for that one. You got to
It's
go
on
to
his
the-
OnlyFans.
We'll set up an
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
You got to go to the other one.
It's just Wyatt playing bass. They're like, ah.
That was what OnlyFans was supposed to
Yeah.
be.
That's what it was
for.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sports and music
Yeah.
artists. And
Y'all
things.
remember when
Yeah.
there was like
They were
a
gonna make
full
it.
48 hours where they tried to like PG-13ify OnlyFans,
Yeah.
and then like 98% of their user base like just went. "Ugh."
And I thought the CEO was like, okay, if it dies, it dies, kind of thing. Like, we can keep the bare basics of this infrastructure up even with a 98% decrease, and it's like the correct thing to do. But because it's it's not publicly traded, they have a board of directors or whatever,
Yeah.
and legally, thanks to God, what was that asshole president that fucked everything up?
A lot of them.
There was a lot of them. there was a change way back when, where companies, it's that what's it called, judicial responsibility, not
Oh,
judicial.
was it the fucking
Oh.
Patriot Act?
No, it wasn't
What's
the
it?
Patriot Act.
Citizens United.
Yeah, it was the Citizens United
Yeah.
case that
Where
that
the
they
company's
sued.
sole purpose is to create profit for the shareholders.
Yes,
As
the
their-
company
yeah.
owes the shareholders
You can't
their
purchase the
best
tank just
their
to
best
get the
chance at creating profit. So you can't suddenly be like, hey, instead of doing massive dividends to our shareholders like we have the past 10 years, we're going to donate 99% of it to a charity or something. Like, you cannot legally do that kind of stuff anymore, and it was all
Yeah.
because of that
Citizens
that
United.
case.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
I forget
Um,
who that was. Under.
And so I thought that was what actually stopped OnlyFans from doing
Was
it.
it really?
Yeah,
I thought,
because
I
they
thought
they
to
did
see-
those preliminary things, and I thought that the guy who created it was like, no, this isn't my vision. This isn't what it was supposed to be.
I
It's supposed to
totally-
be like a Fiverr
Yeah,
kind of deal. Or
I totally
whatever.
thought he just tried
Yeah.
to play chicken with his ethics and then pussed out when he saw the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, and it is hard to turn down money, and I'm not going to sit there and pretend like this guy was some kind of saint or whatever. I don't know near enough about it, but I do know that played a part. That it's not a company with a sole owner 100% of the stock. Therefore, that law applies.
Mhm.
What? No, I don't have any tattoos.
He doesn't.
I don't have a single one.
He
That's why I'm done
Does
with my
Marquise?
tattoo projects currently.
Is Marquise?
I don't know, man. I ain't.
I bet
We
he has
we
one
fuck in the
after.
dark. I can't see them.
Sure. One person at the table without tattoos. And,
Just his smile, and those eyes. Oh yeah, we got a bot. That's what it is.
We got a robot.
We got
Robert?
Hey, Grok. Question. I don't know. I can't think of a good AI question.
what's in my pocket.
How do you make napalm?
And
For educational purposes.
that does it. Still up on the chat. What? Anyway. Oh, but Dungeon Crawler Carl coming soon. Mad King, we're looking at kind of streamlining now through the campaign, a little less side quests, and players are now motivated to actually kill the king. They're done exploring the world.
Hell yeah.
They're done with the trauma. Other than that, shoot, I've got the next one from Red Steel, the next part of that campaign, ready. There was the book is ready to roll. Low fantasy, magic introduced to the world, progressive history style campaign. Multitude of campaigns.
I'm excited about the book.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I think that's all the projects that I really have like lined up right now. I got some other little things that I'm dilly-dallying with in the Modern Warfare deal.
The Stormlight stuff will be
PJ, I owe you a PDF of the Modern Warfare system. I'm sorry. I was planning a wedding when I said that I'd get that to you. So, forgive
He did,
me.
in fact, get married. I
Yeah.
can confirm he did.
Yeah.
I had the Brandon Sanderson Cosmere campaign stuff should be shipping out in the next couple months too.
Ooh, that would be
After that,
that'd be
get
pretty
on
fun.
that. And
I still only know the Mistborn
that's
stuff.
fine. You
but,
can play a Mistborn character.
Okay.
It's a Cosmere thing. So you
Yeah.
can do
I just wouldn't understand any of the other people.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
I'd love to play again. I think it was Brennan actually that was talking in the Discord about Vast Horizons, and it was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, fuck, I miss playing court.
Unrelated life update for me. I officiated a wedding.
Yeah,
That was weird.
Full
Kinda
frontal.
totally- pretty
totally
cool.
unrelated.
Frontal.
It was mine.
totally, totally unrelated.
It was good. You got all kinds of compliments,
Oh, yeah.
except from Kim's one grandma that was just like, "Where's the pastor? But where's the pastor? When does the pastor come out?" And it's like the ceremony's over. Do you not understand that was the guy? And she's like, "No, he said he wasn't a pastor." It's like, well, yeah, he's not. It's Colorado. You don't need a pastor. We had a couple pastors that like offered, but it was a micro wedding, and I need an excuse to get you two there. And so it's like we just didn't take them up on it, kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't know, not necessarily a one way or another kind of thing for me, at least.
Yeah.
And she was like, but the pastor needs to be here
But
to pray, and it's like I don't think that's true necessarily, but like okay,
No, we have a
Well,
queen
you know.
size bed. We can't fit Jesus
Yeah.
in there.
Jesus said you can't please everybody.
She just be like, he was there. You didn't see it? When did you
yeah,
miss it, man?
yeah, that was
Gaslight the grandma.
Yeah.
Oh
She's
no.
very easily gaslightable.
No, Nana, you
no.
love being gaslit.
That was kind of
remember?
my recommendation. Sorry, babe. It was funny. It's a funny thing. It's kind of a sad funny. But
Yeah.
when we were talking to her before the wedding about about the honeymoon and going to Italy and everything, she insisted that we needed to go see the Petra. And we were trying to tell her that it was in Jordan, not in Italy. She's like, "No, they carved it right out of the mountain and it's beautiful." And I'm like, "Yes, it is." In Jordan,
Jordan.
Yeah.
which is like 6 hours by plane away from where we're stopping.
Yeah.
We're not going there. And she's like, "No, you have to go there and you have
Okay.
to see it." And it's like, I mean, like someday maybe, it's kind of a tough country to travel to, especially right now kind of deal. But like, I'd love to do it kind of deal. Like I'm super
don't-
down, but like
I don't think they're letting
I'm not gonna-
American tourists in.
I don't think so
Georgia
right now. No,
Yeah.
I don't
think
think
it's
so.
also on our like recommended don't go here.
It's 100% on the recommended don't go.
Yeah.
But and I think that they did close out to Americans.
I think so.
I thought so.
I would be surprised.
They do it like every other year.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was just like, it's like I'm not gonna catch a train from Rome to the Petra. Like, sorry. And she was devastated, and it was kind of funny in the way of like, when you get confused, and you just kind of got to roll with it sometimes.
Yeah.
Deal, but
Yeah.
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 Smiling nod.
I watched an interesting video on a American dude who's like one of those like
Put a jar in his butt.
tourist influencers.
PJ, you traitor! You're abandoning the Mad King crew. It's okay,
Thank
buddy.
you.
and he
Playing is always better than watching.
Yeah.
I get it, my guy.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
went through
seven
the
tables.
process of getting into Saudi Arabia, and it was kind of an interesting video. It took him like a month.
You guys never invite me to play in your games.
Do we invite them?
No,
Well,
no.
it's a live deal.
Yeah, that's a
so
little weird.
you gotta be able to physically show up.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I don't.
We had thrown around before. We're just such a small
Mhm.
stream, that sometimes it's kind of hard to like start projects and then stick to them kind of deal.
Right.
But we've been on a good couple of times when we've done smites and stuff like that, where it's like, shoot, if you guys got it, join us. I'll carry you in Smite. Smite 2, but I don't play Smite 2. But if you still want to play Smite 1,
I started playing
I
Smite
need to
too.
get back into Helldiver.
yeah.
I had a couple of friends.
I
who
just
played it.
I was just playing Helldivers yesterday with fucking Jake of all people. He got a PS5 and picked up Helldivers, and just so happened to be messaging me, and we hopped on that. And he's
Jake.
like, Big Jake,
State Farm.
LeBron, Jake.
yeah. And played with him for a while. He's like, yeah, I exclusively have solo. I haven't played since Viper Commandos
Mhm.
came out, kind of deal, and they made some really bad decisions for the game. It's plenty playable now. They've got it balanced enough, but I'm like level 50 something, and I hopped on, and he was already level 63, and he's like, I play exclusive by myself because randos suck. I'm like, yeah, man, randos absolutely suck. And he's like, you're actually the first friend that I've played with,
Aw.
because
Yeah.
his friend group's like me and James doesn't have a current console. James loves the retro games,
Yeah.
and so he still plays on a PS2, basically.
Dang.
Like that's James's vibe.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he's that guy. It's like Metal Gear Solid 1 through 3 or whatever is what he plays.
James
like the
James
most.
is all
He
about the
loves
vibe.
those ones. He replays the shit out of those. But we had hopped in, and I carried him through some harder difficulty bug matches and stuff. It was great. It was a good time. Played against the Illuminate for the first time.
I'd be down to do some more couch
They're
gaming on stream
Super
too.
lame.
Yeah.
Really
I think
didn't think anything of them. Didn't think much of them.
I think especially with the newest drop where they are suddenly attacking all of Earth.
Yeah,
It was
yeah. I
more
missed
so-
the Super Earth attack,
It's
which
just
would
more
have
of
been.
a like numbers game than it is an actual difficulty. It's just, they just keep coming.
Yeah.
It's kind of like zombies. You're like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, and then it's like they got their specialty units and stuff, and their specialty units just I don't know,
Okay.
not.
Specialty, you're like, okay, I'll aim
It's not like
tomorrow.
it's not like a charger where you're like screaming out. You're like, charger's right there. You gotta quick get the anti-tank gun. Get it. What? No, dive. It's not like the Hulk
Yeah.
from the bots. Where it's like that comes and it's like, okay, this is a team effort. I'm calling it out, kind of thing. You see one of their big guys, you pull out a big bazooka, you
Mhm.
call in a stratagem, and he's gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
We got it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, orbital napalm strike.
Anyway.
Later,
back.
losers. Yeah, and then you literally you turn around and you start going back to using the arc thrower on the
Yeah.
cannon fodder kind of stuff.
And then while you're taking your sample of rocks, you're like,
Yeah, yeah. Oh. I watched
It's my life.
the first like 5
it's not
episodes
fun.
of Ruby, or RWBY. Do you call?
you call it Ruby.
It's
I think you
Ruby.
call it Ruby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a huge Rooster Teeth fan, but didn't get into their animated stuff at all. Besides Camp Camp, fucking loved Camp Camp. Ah
Very
man,
much
it was good.
Vita.
Rip Rooster Teeth. They made lots of bad business decisions.
Isn't it back now? Is it coming back?
One of the original owners, not Gus or Jeff, the other guy that was always behind the scenes. Brandon? I think so. Had came back and was going to buy it back from that TV studio that they had signed up with, kind of deal. But the problem is, right, is that then it's, oh yeah, we're going to get Rooster Teeth back, but at that point it's just a name, because all of the talent guys, even the newer people like Mika and them that weren't good, have moved on and are doing totally different things. And you know, I watch every now and then, which one was Jeremy Dooley? He sets up like Rooster Teeth reunion style streams, because now they all moved to Twitch, basically, kind of deal. And pulls in the OG crew and then some of the newer crew guys that led to the company going under. And they chit chat and stuff, and absolutely none of them have been like, no, we act like, oh yeah, we totally want to like really pull this back together and sign, you know, work underneath
Rooster
a
Teeth
name again. Yeah. And so it's like, yeah, sure, Rooster Teeth might be coming back, and they might pull some of the old Talon stuff, but it's, you know, it's one of those deals where if you start it, you can start a thing with your friends and go all the way through, but the minute that like you start rotating out your friends and just rotating in random semi-internet celebrities to like just keep it fueled kind of thing, it's no longer podcasts of you hanging out with your friends, which is what people like. It's a bunch of semi-random internet micro celebrities getting together trying to just increase their own followerness and their own name kind of deal. And it's different. You know, there's plenty of places that make stuff like that work, I guess, but that wasn't what Rooster Teeth was. And then of course they had their share of scandals, but everything has their share of scandals.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Remember the Try Guys? Like, cheated on his wife? That was
Yeah.
He was trying stuff.
Well, that was they had a couple where guys were sleeping with fans while being married. They had one that had some minor incidents.
I had an asshole in high school who
Yikes.
them all the time and watched their videos, and he would stop talking about them. So I was like,
Yeah, Try Guys.
no.
Oh, Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, Rooster Teeth.
Yeah. I loved Rooster Teeth. I
That's
started with their OG Minecraft playthroughs and
It's just
stuff.
that one dude. I was like, you're such an asshole. I'm never watching this.
Yeah. There's definitely been a lot of things where it's like, I'm never trying that because of the
Yeah.
individual that recommended it to me.
Yep.
Because of the ad before my YouTube video.
I'm not watching.
Pre-roll ads destroy things so bad, and it's actually, even with our little tiny community here, I do everything that I can to stop guys from getting the pre-roll ads when jumping in. They've done studies on that, and it's straight up like, if people jump in randomly, you know, you get like that organic follower, and they start with a pre-roll ad, the drop-off rate's like 75%.
I bet. I depending on the day, I probably am one of those people. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. And then the worst part is too is like the ad revenue that we get from Twitch is nothing. It doesn't account for a single thing, and it's like, I would rather a 75% increased chance that people that are popping in would enjoy our content and continue watching it than that one potential piece of ad revenue, that half of a penny that we get per person per view kind of deal. But the thing, of course, is that the ad revenue for us is so small because Twitch keeps 90% of it kind of deal, which they're the platform. They're the ones setting up with the advertisers. They're doing everything. I'm just sitting here playing Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not even doing that right now. You know, like, it's fair enough that they keep most all of the revenue, but they do it in a way, and YouTube's really bad about it, where they do it in a way that hurts the creator. And it's just like, we're supposed to be working together here, guys. Pretty please. But okay, how do we play this game?
Poetry for Neanderthals. We'll play this one. If I figure out, I just didn't understand this part. So
Where you put the cards.
You can be in teams, and then this say is how I draw this card. So we have on one side is quiz, and the other side is pop quiz. So 1 and 3. So you start with the 1 point for it. So I would try and get my team or like all of you guys, whatever, to guess the one word, but I can only use one syllable words as hints.
Yeah.
If you get the first one, I can choose to just put it here instead of we get the 1 point, or
Or you can
try
keep going.
to see if you guys can get the pop. I can say yes, next word.
Yeah.
Try and get the pop quiz one over to the 3.
And in a classic like Pictionary style thing, you can't say, "Oh yeah, pop is a one-syllable word."
Yeah, cannot say or anything. Like,
Yeah.
syllable like that. It's the rules say if it feels like cheating, it probably is. So if you go with the 1, you put it in the 1 spot. If you get the 3, then you put it here. If I use a 2-syllable word and I get bonked on the head with that, I put it in the -1. Have to go to the next one.
And have to immediately go to the next
So
card.
this is just how we keep track. So when we're done with whatever we do, we can count it up that way.
Okay.
Because it's off timers.
Okay.
If we want to play it. Do you want to hear about Chameleon? See what we want to play?
What's chameleon?
You lie. So
All the time.
yeah. There's one card that says you're the chameleon. The chameleon's trying to not get found. All the other cards point to a thing on this grid. So you roll the dice and I don't know. Say it comes up 7-3 and on here you find 7-3 and it says A4 or oh my god, where'd it go? Where did the well, I shuffled it away. Say it says A4, which is a harp. That's the code word. So 3 people know the code word, 1 person doesn't, and the 1 person's trying to blend in. So you're trying to you say 1 word to convince everybody that you know what the word is without trying to give it away. The chameleon gets to guess at the end if they're found.
Okay.
So if you give, I don't know, if you said Cupid
right.
is too obvious of a hint, and then the chameleon gets found.
And then the chameleon knows. Yeah.
Then they guess harp, and then the chameleon wins anyway.
So the chameleon's purpose is not just to blend in, but to say the actual word.
So if you don't get found, you win. But
Uh-huh.
if you get found, you have a chance at redemption.
Is there like a number of times that it goes around that you got to blend in, or is it
normally
just like,
it's just 1?
Oh, that's pretty
You-
short.
You can go more.
Yeah.
There's like 1 and then you get to discuss, or you can just keep going if you really wanted to.
Okay. Sure.
There's a version of the game where you just keep saying words
Yeah.
until eventually everybody's like, all right, this is getting ridiculous. The one person is saying like moon and baseball,
Yeah.
and we're guessing a musical instrument. What the fuck are they looking at?
Yeah. I mean, I'm good with whatever. Or just more general bullshit.
There seems to be violence in that one. I think we should do
Wyatt craves violence.
Wyatt craves violence.
I spent so much of my honeymoon craving violence.
Violence. Oh, okay.
Okay. Starting with chameleon. The chameleon.
A chameleon. Please. So do we want to do the one where it goes around forever, or do we want to do?
We'll
the
just
one-
go around once
We'll
and
goes around
we'll
once?
see how they feel
All right.
or whatever.
The category is inventions.
Oh, okay. So that tells you
If you're the
If
chameleon,
you're the chameleon or not.
and yeah, that gives
And
you
the purpose of the chameleon is to blend in. The purpose of the other people is to
find the chameleon.
find the chameleon, but also since everybody has to say a word relating to, say we get the TV. Oh, all that glare is going to be terrible. Sorry, guys, you're not going to be able to see those. You get TV, and you can't just be like, yeah, Friends. And then the chameleon sits there, it's like, oh yeah, obviously, 'cause
Yeah.
it gives it up. But you want to signal to the other 3
that it's not you.
that it's not me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just guess who the chameleon is at any time.
I think we're doing 1 round.
Okay.
So,
So-
everybody says a word.
Yeah, and we'll start with whoever wants to roll the dice. Both. So it's 8-2. Everybody take a card.
8-2.
8-2. So it'll
8 is
say
the
on
counter.
this.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you.
2 on this guy.
I'm sorry, I can't read. Can you push it closer?
How do you line it up with?
So find 2 and then go down to 8, and it will say a letter and a number. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay.
And then you start because you rolled the dice.
Yeah.
Okay, dice roller starts. 8 and 2.
And you can get
make sure that I'm
just
on the right
severely
page.
unlucky and be the chameleon and start, and it's kind of sad.
I wish I had
This
that
is
little-
hard.
I wish I had that
Put that
little fucking
right.
bunch
Yeah,
of
yeah.
shit.
It's like,
Yeah.
what do you say that doesn't just immediately give it away?
Yeah.
It's like or like being in. It's like when you play code names.
Because Ty's got 3 chances for us to spoil it for him before he makes his guess.
Because
and
I'm
then
the
we-
chameleon.
Yeah,
Oh, nobody saw me do the tongue thing. That's a little
I
sad.
stream saw, the world saw.
Yeah.
This probably won't make it to YouTube.
Yeah.
but,
No.
Glass.
Very safe one.
We're going this way.
Sure.
So it's
Yeah. Clockwise.
Fragile. I don't fucking know. Don't look at me.
This is a hard one. So I want to say something that like will get rid of some of them.
Yeah.
I know what it is. I turned it around and saw it. I'm leaving.
Well, I just wasn't sure if you wanted to see some of the other
I know what it is.
It's-
I'm not the chameleon. Yeah, fuck you.
ones.
I'm supposed to be having it where the words face the correct direction for stream, but the light glare.
What if you
Oh man,
tilt it
Wheelish
just
is
slightly?
losing her shit. No, I just moved it over actually. That
Oh.
was great. But they'll have to
Mhm.
like zoom in on it. I might be able to do something about that. I'm going to say light.
I'm gonna say family.
So now
Now we
we discuss and vote.
Yeah.
I'm going with Wyatt.
Between Wyatt and Ty.
I don't know. Glass is
Glass is a pretty generic one.
Glass is
and,
most of them.
and actually,
Yeah.
I mean, like
Nah,
it gets rid
yeah.
of gunpowder wheel matches. Nah, it gets rid of a good chunk of
Does
them.
it? But I mean,
But-
there's like
At the same time,
Computer,
right? You're
TV,
talking,
car.
Camera.
yeah.
Glass,
Yeah.
glass a pretty
Telephones.
milquetoast answer is all I'm saying.
Oh,
Uh,
I think telephone. I think of that. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that is
those have glasses nowadays too, though.
yeah. I guess it's not the
Yeah.
worst. Now that I'm actually
Landlines
reading the rest
absolutely
of them.
have glass displays now.
I haven't had a landline in
Yeah.
fucking 10 years.
That's when they had the
I'm
glass
gonna go with
displays.
Adriana.
'Cause what did you say?
I'm gonna go with Adriana. I said fragile.
Yeah.
Fragile, and I guess
okay,
I
but
guess fragile
Fragile-
does cut out a good chunk of them.
But I
Yeah.
feel like it's the same thing with like what else is like.
God forbid I'd be vague.
I was vague too with glass.
Yeah, and there's always that inherent little bit of like the first person always has the pressure to be
more-
like
the more
as vague as
scrutiny.
possible.
Yeah, but I also
Yeah.
feel like fragile is reacting to glass. But I also feel like families, like, what does that even apply to?
So like,
Like your family,
it doesn't
like
apply to
your-
gunpowder.
What did you
It doesn't apply to gunpowder. I said light.
Well now.
Okay, Kurt Cobain. No, that was Solo. Who murdered their family in a public
A
trial?
lot of people.
O.J.
actually-
Simpson.
It's common
wasn't
enough. It's
gunpowder,
common
that was
enough that there's a whole type
strangulation.
of a whole true crime subgenre for
Yeah,
it.
it's like calm down, Casey Anthony. And it's like, that wasn't a bang. Oop, 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 oop. There we go. I can do a little bit of that. You guys keep discussing a little bit if you so desire.
I think
I'm gonna
it's
try.
higher, Adriana.
I think it's Wyatt.
Well, you wouldn't think it's yourself because you're the chameleon.
That's something the chameleon would say. Unfortunately, the glare's like right in the center of the table. I don't know. Can you guys read that?
Yeah.
I,
can't
no,
fucking
I'm
read.
blind.
I'm not asking
fucking
you.
read
Didn't even save it.
It's also funny because they have no clue what we rolled. The chat has.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, right. Like Chet's just looking at that. But you guys could try. How could I do that?
You could
I could just
hold
put
it up
in
to the
chat.
camera.
You guys aren't watching chat,
As
are
long as
you?
you're not chameleon.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not chameleon. Yeah.
No, I don't have.
Yeah,
chat
I
at
might
all.
give it away. I mean, you could still hold it up to the camera even if you are chameleon. It'd just be a fuck you to the chat. Fuck
I would
you,
just
you
type in chat like, "Sorry lads, it's me." you're not gonna know either.
Seems like we have decided.
On who?
I
You
vote
you just point.
Wyatt.
Yeah.
Wyatt.
That was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is it? You get a guess.
Oh yeah, you get to
Oh.
guess what it is.
Yeah.
To redeem yourself.
But I don't fucking glass light family. Fuck you, people.
Glasslight the family. It's so close.
Glasslight grandma.
Glasslight grandma.
Fucking TV.
No.
That's a good.
This is a pretty good guess. It's the camera.
Uh,
I was hardcore struggling for anything that would. I
Yeah.
was like strap. And I
But
was
glass
like,
is
no.
actually pretty good.
cameras are
Glass.
so fucking fragile, you fucking dicks.
You're just sus. It wasn't necessarily so much like you had a bad answer. It was just that
what I
everybody
would
else's was more on.
I-
And Adriana was like obviously like studying the shit out of the card and trying
That's
really
what you do
hard.
every time. You
Well,
already do
yeah,
it,
but you
act like
know,
got it. But
yeah.
for me, it felt like it was a reaction to glass. I was like, okay, oh, they're fragile. Because I looked at the camera and my first thought is, oh, that's gonna break.
Fucking cameras are you looking at?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
See a camera and I'm like, God, if I breathe on that thing, I owe somebody a
Whoa,
grand.
whoa.
I need to get. I still haven't gotten that disposal camera from Thanksgiving. Like on my trip to California.
Next round.
All right. You want to pick a card?
Yeah. Blam, I picked a
Oh,
card.
Nice.
It is musicals.
Oh, great.
You don't even know.
I won't.
Oh, Hamilton's on there. Interesting.
I don't think I
don't
know
what he
any
talks
of
about.
these.
Crazy boy.
All right, number is
3-8.
3-8. Sorry, 3-8. And if I am not the chameleon, I will let you guys know in chat. And if I am, I will let you know in chat.
I'm not watching chat, so I won't know.
My phone's on like 15%.
Want to like plug it in somewhere?
Nah, it's fine. I don't need to use it.
I'll let you guys for a second, and then I'll turn it around. The 8s, man, all the way at the bottom.
I just want to be not nice.
You just want to be not nice?
Yeah.
Is that your hint?
No.
Oh,
I didn't roll. I didn't. I
Oh,
wasn't
so he
wanting to
starts
roll.
'cause he-
Okay,
just-
I know a couple of these at least.
I just want to say bad words.
I also
Penis.
know of. There's a couple in here that I don't know
Yeah, there's
of
like
at
3 or 4
all,
in there that
but I know
Penis.
of at least a couple of them. I
What?
know. I
Penis.
know of less
Yeah.
marbles.
Penis.
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 I don't think I've ever heard.
You ever play the penis game in church?
Oh, not in church.
Oh,
I didn't go to church.
The penis game.
When my high school
I was
band
a
went to
heathen.
Disney World, they played penis game on the plane, except they said bomb, and they got in huge trouble.
Play the penis game in choir in First Presbyterian.
So now, like, the real douche move is to start as vague as possible again and just be like, singing.
You could.
No, I need to do something that, like, cuts some of these out.
Oh,
I-
I have one.
I just don't know any of these.
Am I allowed to?
I don't know any of these very well.
I feel like I'm gonna give it away. Did we? I want to cheat and use 2 words.
Two words is fine as long as it's like a
You
form
could,
of
yeah,
phrase
you
kind
can
of
use
thing.
2 words.
What if
That's
it's a person?
where
that feels a little sus.
Yeah.
where you could be like death scene or something, you know, because like a good couple of these have them.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, they're
Yeah.
musicals.
I
I
think
don't know.
most musicals will have at least one death scene.
But a couple of
don't-
them don't, at least.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of musicals.
I don't see any musicals. I am.
That's the addition.
The last musical I saw.
I'm sorry that I'm
was
first. I
fucking
am straight.
hilarious.
On Apple TV, if you've got it, Come From Away was fantastic. I made my family watch it. My family does not like musicals. My mom was actively complaining the entire time, and then she sat the whole time, watched it, and was like, "That was pretty good." And I
Yeah.
was like,
My
"Thank
favorite
you."
musical of all time is Dr. Horrible Sing Along Vlog.
That is the correct
That
answer.
shit is
That is the correct answer.
peak. Peak.
Did either? I know you didn't, but did either of you two go watch Ride the Cyclone?
No, I was
No.
going to, and then I had surgery.
Ride
That
the
was-
Cyclone?
It was at
That's
it was at
fair,
the
yeah.
college.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah,
It's
no,
about a really shitty a cappella group that goes to a competition, and there's an amusement park like next to it.
Mm.
So they go on the amusement park rides and they fucking die. And then there's one of the fortune tellers in a box is like God, and he's like, I will bring one of you back to life, but you all have to agree on who it should be. So then they all sing about how great they are, except for like two of them. One of them sings about wanting to be a
Yeah.
one of them sings about wanting to be a French whore, which is weird.
He wants to
And
be
then
back
one of
to
them
life, too.
sings about wanting to be a space furry, and it's also really weird.
Would you rather space furry or French prostitute? Space furry.
Space furry.
Yeah.
Cat girls.
Space.
Space furry.
Yeah.
Space.
I'm already into one of those things now.
So, okay,
Cat girls.
I have another question. Is it's not an inherent thing of musicals that they start as plays, right?
They don't. Usually, you don't have that crossover.
Really?
Yeah. Usually, it's just a.
It's
musical.
usually a musical or a play.
Okay.
Well, no, a lot of those are
This is a-
musicals and plays.
This is a shit card for me to go first on here, guys.
Well, that's like. I can't really think of any off the top of my head that were ever just plays and then became.
The Lion King, but that was
No,
like
that's been a
The Lion
that's
King,
been like
The Lion
but the
King is
Lion
Hamlet,
King is
like-
just Hamlet,
Hamlet.
right?
but
And that's the whole
separate.
thing. But wasn't
also,
like,
But I mean, you could also.
Broadway Lion King is a musical.
But if you're
Yeah.
gonna go from like what's it inspired by,
Also,
sure, that's
Book of
fine.
Mormon
Which
is
is
a
a
play.
musical.
Book of Mormon was a play first.
Mamma Mia is a play. Hairspray is a play.
They're all musicals.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all musicals, not plays.
But
Mamma,
they're
Mamma Mia
musical
wasn't
plays.
a
What's
Well,
the difference?
okay,
What's the difference
right.
between a
No,
play and a
but-
musical?
That's not what I'm
Not
asking.
singing.
My brother
I'm-
in Christ,
I'm
the
sorry.
music.
I'm sorry, you misunderstood
is
what
a-
I'm asking.
A play is a thing on a stage with
Hold on.
people in life.
You
Musicals are if they sing.
So
and
no,
if they
hold on. You've
don't-
misunderstood. I am asking play in the context of they did not start as a movie like I believe School of
Oh.
Rock has.
Oh.
Oh, so you're just asking if it's a movie or not?
Yes, like
Okay. I was
exclusively.
like,
Like if
no,
it started,
please.
did it start on a screen or did
Oh, I
it
see.
start
No, I think that's
in
totally
the
fine.
theater?
I
Is
think
that
that's-
like a normal thing?
No, that's a new thing that's like started. That's a totally valid.
Okay.
Sorry, I was like, no, like it's. Not
I'm not
normal
a
for these
theater
plays to be-
nerd. I don't know that plays with music in them just so happen to be called musicals, which actually supports my assumption that they all start as some kind of stage performance before they get a movie made out
Yes,
of
but you
them.
didn't say movie anywhere in that is the problem.
I did.
What
I
do you-
was like,
No,
are
you didn't.
I was like, are they movies or are they plays?
No, you said are they musicals
are they-
or are they plays? And
I'm
I
sorry.
was
Are they
like, what?
do musicals? My question was, do musicals start as plays?
And what do you call the place where the
Yeah.
the place where the Catholics live? The Vatican. What do you call the people who live in the Vatican? Catholics.
Yeah, that was from my bachelor party. Turk, love him to death. We're up on a hike 5 miles in, and we were talking about Catholics and how the Pope is American now, and
From
how great it would
Chicago.
be
Yeah.
if the Chicago Pope instituted the Second Amendment for Catholics. And Turk said, what was the literal line? Oh yeah, every Vatican
Every
is,
Vaticanite should have a gun.
every
is what he
Vaticanite is
said. Every
required to have a gun or
Vaticanite.
whatever. And it's like, what did you say? Every Vatican? And he's like, no, like
No,
I don't know,
every
man.
Vatican should
every
have a
Vatican
gun.
should have a gun. Every Vatican should have a firearm. And it was like
The
the
Holy
one
Firearm.
Vatican should have one firearm. And we were laughing about it. And he's like, well, no, like what the fuck do you call people from the Vatican? Catholic? We all just stopped and
Yeah.
certified Turk classic.
certified Turk classic.
It's your
But-
fucking go, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sorry because the question was coming because I was going to say like a play, assuming from my understanding that like School of Rock is exclusively a movie and was not a stage performance before Jack Black came out.
Okay.
I see.
Now
And so like I could but I don't know if that applies to anything
I'd
but
say about half of them have been movies, half of them
I know that a whole ton of them have had movies,
but just exclusively starting as a
but like
Mamma
in the
Mia was
context
a
of like
movie
started
first.
as
right.
School of Rock.
School of Rock.
Well, I don't
Mamma
actually
Mia
know
was
that.
Mamma Mia was a play first,
Was it a play?
not a play, a musical
I,
first.
I'm just saying play. I've said my context. You understand. Fuck it.
You're killing me.
I didn't actually follow that at all.
In the context, it
There
makes
should be a
sense.
Sandlot musical side now.
Oh my god, that would be
fucking amazing.
awesome.
There's the Shrek musical.
Shrek
It's
the
awful.
musical
It's
is the bomb.
Really?
No,
Shrek the musical?
it adds nothing. I watched it the other day and I was like, it's
a
worse
Oh, no, the
musical.
Shrek
It's a
musical was great.
musical.
That was
What do you want from
Marquise's
a
claim to
musical?
fame is that he did the Shrek musical when he was in college.
Who?
Marquise.
was a
Marquise is a performer.
I know, but
He's got pipes like a madman.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Yeah.
You said claim to fame.
He
He's
did-
not
he did-
famous.
he did-
That's
he
why I
did-
was like,
He did Donkey.
Well,
He was Donkey in Shrek the
claim to
musical.
fame in the most
saw
like
it, like,
CMU way possible.
yeah,
Traveling
that's fair.
troupe
No, I
do
know
Shrek
that
the
Marquise
musical?
can sing.
Yeah.
I know
It was
that. I
so
just-
cursed. It was so good. It was at the Avalon.
Yeah.
It was so fucking
What was it?
cursed. Shrek the musical. It was
I
a
know, yeah.
traveling troupe that was
Oh.
doing it. They were horrific.
It's like the
Thank you,
off-Broadway.
Brennan. I'm not sure if the context applies to the specific one I'm talking about, but thank you for backing me up.
I'm
Somebody
gonna
has to.
Don't go on this way.
I'm gonna out myself. Kansas City Chiefs. There's a connection. You're only so many like degrees of separation away from anything, you know?
I don't know.
Am I looking at the wrong one?
I'm glad that I didn't get it.
Okay.
I'm glad that you said that though, so that I don't get any more shit.
Fuck,
Yeah,
am
yeah.
I looking at the wrong one?
Oh, fuck, I totally am.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Ty, you.
Can I-
fucking-
can I-
I just thought that we found him.
Well, now you better.
I know that he's looking mad at myself.
Can I go back? I am actually 100% looking at the wrong one.
I want to hear what it is later.
Ty, you.
All right, I'll stand by it.
I'm gonna stand on my wrong answer.
You said play. I'm gonna say movie.
A play movie. You fucking.
Wow, it narrows it down. It's almost like Kansas City Chiefs is the
I'm gonna
best
say
10.
Denver Broncos because fuck all of you people. How about that?
Ah!
Why don't we just go for that? Why don't we just fuck me? You know what? No. I'll tell you what. Here's my answer. Here's my on God honest answer. FIFA World Cup. Fuck all of you.
I feel like he's following me again. I think it's
Yeah,
Wyatt.
it's Wyatt.
But hold on now. Ty's the one who brought the game, right? Here's a little psychological thing. Ty brought the game and purposefully answering to the wrong one, and then going back and being like, I looked at the wrong number, guys. Can I
That's
go
why
back
I'm
on it?
laughing.
And then
That's true.
not giving an answer?
That's very true.
FIFA World
That's sus as fuck.
Cup. FIFA World Cup
You
is
know,
a great answer.
And
Y'all
I do
just don't
actually.
get it
I
yet.
think the FIFA
Yeah, I
World Cup
don't
is
get
a
it.
really solid one. So
I-
I think.
I can understand. I think Ty's long conning.
I'm not. I promise. I pinky promise. So I looked at.
For me,
Nothing but confusing everybody about what the fuck I'm talking about.
It was you telling chat, being like, "Oh no, like, let's see if it'll make sense for you guys based on what I said." That I was like, "Okay, so yeah, like he definitely knows what it is." So I just moved on. Damn,
I was looking at cats.
fucking. Like, that doesn't make any.
Taylor Swift was in Cats.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, my answer was legit as fuck. FIFA World Cup,
Yeah.
Les Mis.
I was like,
Les
oh,
Mis
okay.
is a French music.
My guess is that
French...
it was Les Mis.
God damn.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that part. Oh yeah, there's that part of the game.
Well,
Holy shit. Oh my god.
anyway.
Ultimate victory.
You know, we spent 45 minutes not talking about how the game worked, so I kind of forgot how the game worked.
That was good.
Who wants
that
to
one.
draw?
You can shuffle and draw too. It's up to you.
You want to roll again then? Or do we want someone else to be first?
You want to shuffle those?
There,
Fucking-
you said Kansas City Chiefs, and I was like, they're red, and there's like red and black and Les Mis, and I like the song, and I was like, okay, maybe.
I forgot Taylor Swift was in the Cats movie. I try and
Yeah.
forget the Cats.
I never
movie
saw the
since-
Cats movie.
I never
so I
saw
would
it
have
either.
never understood that. You said Kansas City Chiefs, and it's like, oh no, I'm never gonna guess this.
Yeah, so like,
Fairy Tale.
ooh.
Fairy tale.
Oh, did you already roll?
Yeah.
6-1.
61.
69.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the right one. I promise.
And I am responsible. 6-1.
You can't circle that.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, wait your turn.
Disney remake.
Did they?
I don't know. Did they?
Chameleon. What can cut a couple of these out?
Oh, I have a good one.
Woodlands.
Great one. The Schnitzel.
Well, now if Adriana's a chameleon, she knows.
Ah,
That
fuck.
can apply to like a handful though, honestly. I'll go with that in a second. I'm gonna say Into the Woods.
I said woods.
Oh, you're following Ian.
No, I'm referencing Into the Woods the musical.
What the fuck? Is
There's
that
a
from
musical?
Disney?
Yeah, it was also a movie. Meryl Streep was in it. It had like an all-star cast. Johnny Depp was in
Who the
it.
fuck
Johnny
is
Depp
Meryl
was in it.
Streep?
You don't know what the fuck, Ian?
I think she's
Adriana,
on like a
come
podcast
on.
with Snoop Dogg.
No, dude, Meryl Streep.
Look at
No, that was
fucking on it.
Margaret
Look at this
Thatcher.
man.
That's
man
not
telling me
Margaret
nothing.
Thatcher. Oh, that'd be so good.
She got arrested for pot possession, right?
No, tax evasion.
Now they have the lighters together. Snoop Dogg and Margaret Thatcher. Martha Stewart.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Do
it's
you know
obviously
Meryl Streep,
Ian,
though?
right?
Like,
So
No.
can't
those are
The
both
name's
generic.
almost familiar.
Yours is also
but
generic, but I don't
Meryl
know if
Streep
it's
is fucking
true.
Amazing. She's an actress. She's in Devil Wears Prada and stuff. She's
I've never seen a
no,
Devil's
she's
Wear
she's like
Prada,
a genuine
but-
actress that
What
like
is-
is good, not like someone that you're like, oh, she's good because she's pretty or anything. Like her acting is actually like phenomenal.
So she's an ugly actress.
Well, she's like 60.
That narrows
She's
it
actually
down.
still
Oh,
really
okay.
pretty.
So she's an old actress.
So she's ugly
She's still really
actress.
pretty, but
She's-
like 60 and pretty. You know. What I mean?
Oh, Gilf.
Adriana, you are
That makes me
sorry.
So sad. I'm gonna tell Kim and she'll cry. She won't cry. I'll be like,
Kim doesn't know movies
yeah,
way
I was like,
worse than
Kim's
I
also
do.
gonna be like,
But I know movies. I don't know actors and actresses. They're
Devil
they're
Wears Prada?
toys, right? The people that are on screen acting mean nothing.
I'd let Johnny Depp treat me like a toy.
What did you say again, motherfucker?
Woodlands.
Woodlands.
It's not the. I said the Schnitzel.
That doesn't sound like
specific
much of
enough.
a super.
Huh?
That's
power.
specific enough that you're referencing something specific.
I totally understand what you're talking about.
I kind of get. I think it's Woodlands over here.
You think it's me?
Yeah,
I think it's you.
fucking Disney remake, dog.
Did they?
See, that's it. I don't think they did. I don't think they did at all. It wasn't Disney that made what you're talking about.
No.
That
it
was
wasn't.
some little tiny studio based out of like
That
the
was some-
Netherlands or some
yeah.
bullshit.
That's why Schnitzel, because
And so-
Netherlands.
It's Wyatt. Which I'm sorry, getting the chameleon first off. That sucks.
Yeah,
I know.
That's pretty
Yeah,
tough.
fuck you guys.
Okay.
Gotcha. What is
You
it?
Ah.
would guess.
That's right. This part.
Woodlands,
so
it's
we
got a
lost.
musical,
Wait.
it comes with Schnitzel.
We lost the last round anyways because we didn't guess him anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we lost anyway.
Okay. Oh.
You gave it away though, so we lost doubly.
I've been doing nothing but win.
Yeah. The face of a thinker.
Fucking tortoise in the hair.
No,
No.
no. Little Red Riding Hood. They had Hoodwinked.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That horrible, that crazy animation style
So good though. That
cop
movie
thing.
is
It was
Uh,
wildly good with the squirrel and the huntsman's,
Yep.
the logger.
But the bunny
It also
was the
made me-
villain
it also
instead of
made
the
He was
wolf.
the schnitzel salesman. Yeah, the
Three
bunny
Little
was the
Pigs,
salesman.
though, from Shrek, because they also have that accent.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. There's a couple things.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just
Yeah, no,
I
you
thought
were
about
just like-
hoodwinked and
Yeah,
I was
you were
like,
just like, I was trying to make a hoodwinked reference too, but then was like getting into it, it's like it's gonna be too obvious. And it was like I'm second, and I wasn't quite smart enough to know whether or not Disney had made a remake of it because Disney made so many remakes that I just haven't
Yeah.
watched or paid
Yeah.
any attention to.
Yeah, I know The Woods is another musical. It was really good. And it had, it's like a bunch of different of the fairy tales, and everything kind of goes wrong, and they all cross paths and like crazy shit. It's got like Anna Kendrick and Johnny Depp, and like a really like.
It's got Kendrick?
Who?
Kendrick Lamar? No, I'm kidding. It's got Anna Kendrick. This is another actress. who you
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
All right. You show me photos, I bet I'd recognize them and be like, oh yeah, from whatever movie.
From Blue's Clues.
From Blue's Clues.
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
Ty, do you want to go?
The category.
Someone want to
no,
shuffle these?
we already had that one. Category is hobbies, or other word autistic tendencies. Because the first one I saw was trains.
Well, thank you. Number is
2-7.
2-7. Two, 7.
Holy shit! Does it say gambling on there?
Yeah, no,
Gardening?
gardening.
No, it says gardening.
I was like,
I don't have a problem.
Sure here.
I'm not addicted. I've been doing it for years and I've never gotten addicted, so I think I'd know.
Never been addicted in my life, and stop whenever I run out of money.
All right. It is in chat, or I'm the chameleon and told chat that I'm the chameleon.
Mm.
Ties first.
Yeah, what's a good one?
I like the hobby one because these ones are all like most all of these are pretty individualistic.
Yeah.
And you can find like some things between them, but
Mm. 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 Mm.
those are some chameleon sounds right there.
Yeah, they are.
Neanderthal.
It does suck to get the chameleon first. You kind of
It does.
Guess.
It really
Yeah.
sucks.
I wouldn't know.
I think you've been the only round so far where the chameleon wasn't going first. This is round 4. I was the chameleon first. Yeah, you also haven't been chameleon.
I haven't
yet.
been chameleon. It's been Wyatt. and Ian.
Yeah, it's just been me and Wyatt.
You just voted
Oh,
for
I
me.
was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah,
So
I don't mind being the chameleon,
odds
but
are
man,
it's one of them
chameleon
again.
first sucks.
Yeah. I don't know.
Odds are. That's not how probability works. I flip a coin 9,000 times and it comes up heads 87% of the time. Now I flip the coin again. What's the probability that it comes up heads? 50.
Motherfucker.
It's a different, it's a totally independent flip.
I'm gonna say hot.
Got it. I understand. I get you.
Mhm.
Why it's baffled. Why it's the chameleon.
I think I watched a fucking random. Is it Veritasium or is it? I don't know. It's one of the really autistic dudes on YouTube.
Love those guys.
They're great.
That doesn't narrow it down for YouTube content creators,
Yeah,
ourselves included.
he makes a lot of like weird science fact shorts. And he was like, what is the correct number to choose if you want to get a 50-50 chance on you have like as many chances as you want to flip a coin? How do you get closest to 50-50? And as you flip it once.
Once. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you? Yeah. Once.
Went into this whole long explanation about how as you're going and going and going, you're
There's
getting closer and closer and
inherent
closer. But
instability. Yeah.
yeah, he's like, so you just flip it once and it was 50-50, and it's just like, fuck you. Sat through this like 2 minutes short of you rambling.
Answer the question.
Chameleon
Chameleon.
I'm gonna say flow.
from Progressive.
Fragrant.
Can be. Can be. Hot, flowing, fragrant. This hobby's sounding a certain way. I'm going to say female. It's a female-dominated hobby.
A hot, flowing, fragrant female.
But the fragrance
Hot,
is coming
flowing,
from the
fragrant
minority.
female, and my vote's Wyatt.
Yeah.
Wyatt.
Yeah, damn. What are we talking about?
Fragrant
Hot flow,
is-
not fragrant. There's a context where fragrant makes sense, but you didn't
It's
say
really
it with the right
funny.
shit-eating grin.
Some shade. Hot flowing
Yes.
women. Too bad pornography's not on there.
Gambling would also probably be.
Gardening?
No.
No.
It's a good guess. It is yoga,
Mhm.
which fragrant is funny
Yeah, I was-
because it's
I was
so popular with the hippies and
I
hippies
was
stank.
banking.
I thought
on,
you were
like,
going for when you bend over and you just
I was
fart.
banking on like cooking. I was like
That's okay.
cooking, hiking,
Yeah.
gardening. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, cooking smells
No,
good.
it was
It's a
it
good
was
one.
not bad.
Yeah. I like half of
If
those
you
are-
had said it in this like fragrant, I would have
Yeah.
totally assumed that you were talking about hippies
Uh-huh.
because I thought of that. Oh, Adriana, back to you.
Children's book.
Children's books and the dice.
The dice. Roll the dice.
6-3.
63.
6-3 for chat. 6-3.
Just type 6-3 into chat.
Yeah, right.
I go first.
Yeah.
What other children's books are on here? I haven't read much besides just the one. The
Oh.
Hobbit's considered a children's book?
Yes.
I don't read.
Hell yeah.
Carnivore.
Hi, you or me?
You. Because you're the chameleon. Well, if you want to go last, Mr. Chameleon.
Hmm.
Stuck in my head now.
Pelts.
Pelts.
Oh, I thought you said help.
Pelts, carnivore. I am going to go. Oh yeah, perfect. I can do that. That cuts out a ton. But not any more than like a third actually. Talking animal.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
Is it all of them? It's
No,
a
it's
lot
not
of
all
them.
No, not quite.
No, it's
Not quite.
What I mean.
Yeah. I just want to be mean again.
But it leaves a lot of them in.
Got two really bad answers.
Yep.
Because you're the chameleon.
Yeah.
You got no fucking clue what we're talking about?
No. I'm not. I just have two really bad answers. I don't want to say them.
We're waiting.
Brown kid.
Ty's not the chameleon.
C4. That was wrong. Explosive. What's the other one? What C4 does? Yeah, I fucked it.
Ty.
No, brown kid's perfectly right.
Damn it.
Vote nature on it.
No.
No. It
Was
was
it Wyatt?
Wyatt again.
For once, fuck.
What was it?
Jungle Book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brown kid.
Yeah. I fucked it. I got too excited because it landed on C4. I got too excited. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, I completely missed
Pelt-
that one.
Pelt was suspect. I was gonna vote for you right up until the last second, but then you said that sussy shit.
Were there no other brown kids in there?
No.
No.
Oh, I didn't look at the rest of them. I
No,
saw
you picked
Jungle
a
Book.
very
Yeah.
that
Unless you have a very creative reading of The Hobbit. Like,
Peter
the
Pan.
Peter
could be-
Pan movie had a brown kid.
All the Indians. Yeah.
Well, but they're
no,
not
No, there's the Indian tribe in the fucking Peter Pan.
the Lost Boys.
Yeah, but I'm also saying
But they're not
there's
actually-
an Indian tribe.
Reach.
There's also an Indian tribe. Have you guys not seen the movies?
I rode the ride.
Movies.
Yeah, there's like so many different adaptations of it.
I was Michael in Peter Pan
The
when I was like 6.
fucking Robin Williams is the only one that matters. That's
Yeah,
an actor
Hook.
worth knowing.
I remember when I heard that he died. I was in Washington with my uncle visiting him. We were like in the car and it came on the radio. And I started like tearing up. I was like, "Damn, dude, he was in like all the movies I watched as a kid."
Good morning, Vietnam.
I was gonna scream if I was a fucking chameleon.
I was
again.
gonna say that'd be so unfair.
Oh, fucking. Whose roll is it? My roll?
Your roll.
Fucking 6-1.
61.
No, it's 1-6 actually.
fucking damn it.
What?
He lied to me.
What in the
What's the prompt?
wedding anniversaries?
Woo, you
Oh,
should know
that's
these.
Haven't had any of those yet.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm working on it.
I worked on my last one.
I'm like 14 days in.
Wait, what the fuck do these mean?
We're on our second.
Are these like
What's-
themes?
Wood,
I'm
china,
so bad at
paper,
these
cotton,
names, like-
bronze, gold, ruby, diamond, crystal, flowers, silk, leather, pearl,
So you're
coral,
this each
tin,
year
and
there's
wool.
a certain theme that you're supposed to go with. I think the first year is supposed to be like paper or something.
Oh god,
that's so
dumb.
Let's do a different card.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds good.
No one ever
Veto.
follows that.
Phobias. I like that one
Oh,
better.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one. 1-6. And chat.
God, I was looking at the completely wrong one for a second.
Is there really a phobia of dogs?
Yeah.
Pretty
Huh.
common.
It's called being a
There's-
fucking pussy.
There's a phobia of not cat. Phobias of everything.
That's who
Yeah.
has phobias of dogs.
Your loves dogs. He is a dog.
I didn't fuck that up, did I? No, okay. I typed it in chat and then I looked back at the dice again and I was like, oh no, but I had it.
Oh, fragrance.
Fragrance.
Needles?
Yeah, is that your hint?
No.
Oh, needles is one of the.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was like, damn, get the chameleon again, man. That's phobia options here. We've got ghosts, spiders, monsters, rats, toilets,
Snakes, germs,
snakes,
clowns.
germs, clowns, needles, dogs, birds, fuck birds,
Insects.
insects,
Children. That's a good one.
shadows, roller coasters, and planes.
thank you for
Upside down is like really fucking hard.
and I'm dyslexic.
And it's like this font isn't super nice on that.
Yeah.
Flying.
Flying,
Interesting.
okay.
Sorry, this isn't in regards to what you said. I did think that you would be afraid of birds.
He's not
They
afraid of birds.
I'm
he
not
just doesn't
afraid of
like 'em.
birds. They're just assholes. They just suck. They're
government
terrible.
drones.
He's afraid of birds. He just won't admit it.
Those the parrots are. It's really parrots.
Parrots are great. I
Like
love
I'm super not afraid of like like usually when you hear people are afraid of birds, it's like geese and shit.
I love geese.
So not afraid of geese. Geese are fucking pussies, kind of. But like parrots are
My
horrible.
mom
Well,
doesn't
you
like
gotta-
birds because of the which Alfred Hitchcock
Yeah.
birds movie. She-
Oh yeah.
Birds are like
No, see, it's not that. It's growing up with our mom having these parrots and these rescue birds
Yeah,
for
it's her
such
fault.
huge chunks of our lives, and they all were terrible. The birds are just the worst.
They weren't
man.
all terrible.
They weren't all terrible, but
Birds
a
are
hefty majority of them
literal
were terrible.
dinosaurs.
The
Yeah, don't trust dinosaurs. There's
the cockatiels, the kayaks, Robin and Squeaker were nice.
they were okay. Yeah,
I liked them.
they're just loud too. Is the other thing is
they
just
are
They're
loud.
they're not designed to be in people's houses.
Yeah.
you know
No, and they live way too long to like be in captivity. Like
they live very
pretty
long
The
lives.
eclectuses were nice.
They're supposed to have very big roaming territories. You know.
Mhm.
They're just cool. Anyway,
Anyway,
want a
you're
bird.
saying flying, and what can I say that could potentially further narrow it down without giving it away. Because Christ, there's only a couple flying things
I
there.
think there's actually like 3.
Well, the clowns.
Can clowns
Obviously.
fly? Well, like the
Fine.
balloons. The balloons.
We all
Yeah, I was
put it
gonna
down
say
here. We all
you don't
put it
have the
down
right
here.
phobia if you don't know that clowns can fly. It'd be a short video, PJ. I fuck geese up.
Fuck geese.
I fuck geese.
Give me a short video.
Be a short video.
But like space furry, right?
Like a space furry. Space geese?
Space.
Would.
Hear me out. Geese?
The Roman
I got
Empire?
one, but it just gives it away to
Yeah.
the chameleon. Is
Is
the
it like
deal.
C4?
And I don't believe it's like C4. And I don't believe the chameleon was Wyatt from his previous answer.
Fucked it up.
Like the we were all listening. Like, wait.
Why'd you have to say flying? That narrows down so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Blow me.
Is it?
That's why.
Which phobia is that? No.
That's not a phobia. That's a dream.
That's not a phobia. That's just Ian's normal life.
What do I say? What do I say to flying? I say, fuck it, I'm just gonna go with the one that I had. Scooby Doo.
Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? I
That's
don't
pretty good,
think
good one.
dogs.
Scooby Doo's a good one because
fly.
it narrows down.
That kinda
Scooby
spreads
Doo
it back out, too.
covers, maybe a third, almost half of the things that are on here.
But dogs can't fly.
You don't have the right. That's why you don't have a phobia of dogs. You don't know.
Leica.
What do you mean? I don't know.
Answer the fucking question, chameleon boy.
Answer the fucking question,
Actually, I think Scooby Doo kind of works
Boss.
out pretty good because I think the flying
Mr.
ones.
Boss Man.
There's enough of those in Scooby Doo too.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo movies. Fantastic.
Oh, like Scoob.
The movies
Those
are all-
civilians were unarmed.
the Hex girls did to put a hex on a whole generation of men.
Yeah.
What do you mean? How do you
I
shoot
know you
innocent
tried
women and
over here,
children?
so.
Well, like, you just don't lead them as much, man.
I didn't know that part.
Like, you ever see a head come apart like that, Scoob?
Like Scoob.
I
Well,
wasn't
they said
thinking.
fixin'. I thought they meant like fixin' a sandwich.
Ruggy, where are my wristles?
All right, Ty.
I'm gonna say
Answer the
loud.
question. Answer, chameleon.
Loud.
Loud.
Paranormal. I think I have my answer.
You think you have your
No,
answer
no,
like
no,
you're
my
guessing for what
no,
it
my-
is? Oh,
no,
your
for
answer
who?
is.
My
Yeah,
answer
yeah.
is
Oh, okay.
paranormal.
Yeah, now we're in the discussion. So
Yeah.
you can blindly accuse
you can
whoever you
accuse
want.
I
whoever.
think it's Ty.
It's loud.
Yeah.
I didn't want to narrow it down.
I think it's Ty.
Yeah, it's me.
It's loud. I'm like, you're doubling down. That's
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
What'd you think we were talking about?
I thought you were talking about birds.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like you thought birds.
I was like,
Well,
Birds-
there's only a couple other
yeah, there's birds.
flying things.
I only could really read the corner because I'm blind.
Oh.
So I was reading birds, insects, and planes, and I was like, those are loud.
Some insects, I guess. Yeah. Others are
Cicadas?
completely silent.
I guess it's ghosts, huh?
It's ghosts.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah, ghosts fly.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
Slide.
Yeah, ghosts are not very loud. Fun fact.
Well, right. Some ghosts are loud, but it's not like
Like moaning
it's not
Myrtle.
like a defining characteristic of them
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like being on Scooby Doo. Do we want to try another game?
One more.
One more round. It's 8:40. I was gonna do a little bit of a short session anyway because I am fucking eepy.
I guess we can just call it too.
We can call her here. A little over half session. Guys, thank you for joining us. Just a little bit of BSing and then a little bit of chameleon. We had some chameleons. It was mostly Wyatt.
Yeah.
Why it's a little sussy.
Fuck
Weird
yeah.
how
Never
that
got to
weird how that shuffle worked.
I mean, 1 and 4.
Yeah, 1 and 4.
You guys weren't just
3
throwing
times.
the chameleon to Wyatt?
It looks
Yeah,
Still
no.
25% chance.
All right, guys.
If we want to get closest to 25% chance, we should have just done it once.
We've just
Lesson
done
of
it
the day.
once. All right, guys. Good night and goodbye.
Bye.